Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Kuavadis, and I will be your guiding concierge tonight to a simple working stream. Just reviewing old Sword World 2.0 combat feats and updating them to a more modern 2.5 era. Honestly, the difference between 2.0 and 2.5 when it comes to this tabletop system honestly is not that much. There are a few tweaks here and there, but in the most cases, in the most situations, you can typically take a lot of the data from 2.0 and simply use them in the 2.5 era. However, feats are different. They've gone through some changes. And as it stands, feats in the 2.0 era were quite strong. And in 2.5, they sought to rectify that and make them a bit more balanced. And one of the reasons why I want to do this is because I have friends that want to play Sword World, but they also want to see what all the options are. There aren't that many wiki resources available for 2.5, much less anything recent and updated for 2.0. And Battle Mastery from 2.5 does provide guidelines on how to update 2.0 into 2.5. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do this myself. I've always wanted to see everything laid out more simply for 2.5 after all. And being able to contribute this update into the 2.5 wiki, I think would be quite helpful. And so, in Battle Mastery, it does provide a number of feats printed and updated from 2.0 to 2.5. However, it also provides notes on updating schools and converting schools from 2.0 to 2.5. And so that is what we will get started on. So the first one that we'll work on is the Natural History of Feidan, which is one of the books released in the past. Let's see if I can get that image up here. There we go. Currently working on Natural History of Feidan. Do they have... There it is. A little preview of what all these schools do is usually provided at the very beginning of the book. And the first school that comes up is the Ago Hammer Strike style. Let's copy that image over. This is what we're working on right now. They're right there. So templates available right now. Let me just scroll this so we can see a bit easier. Now, what do we have first? Ago Hammer Strike style is a school based on barbarous fighting techniques. The founder is a dark troll named Ago, who was a barbarous warrior who joined the side of the humanoids to fight stronger foes. He was accepted by the humanoid society because of his many feats of valor. He now resides in AR, where he is passing on his skills to his disciples, few in number they may be. The essence of the Ago Hammer Strike style is to seek life in the midst of death, and its secret is to concentrate on how to strike the enemy with force using heavy and large weapons without being willing to get oneself hurt. Because of this characteristic, the users of this school prefer to use warhammers as their weapons. and thus the Ago Hammer Strike style is based on the use of two-handed melee weapons. Somewhere I can see. There we go. On the side there so I can see that more easily. Okay. We'll need to start a new page here. Natural History of Fei Dan. And then let's put in header maybe 2. Go Hammer Strike style. This here instead. I go Hammer Strike style. We will need it's a Power Strike. It's right there. I should have set up my screen a bit earlier. Where is there? I go Hammer Strike style. First secret, basic, is active feat. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Reveal this template. And down there called oh no, not there, here, tremendous crash, crunching. No, that's not it. Feat, school secret. This is the one I want. Tremendous crash. Bone crunching. Already sounds pretty heavy-handed. This is a Power Strike. Type. Requisite, there is none. Equipment limit. Two-handed melee weapon. None. Use. Doesn't mention what the use case here is for. Let's come back to that afterwards. Target's defense -6, evasion -3, bludgeoning damage. Now, what is the difference we have to make here? Tremendous crash, bone crunching. Doesn't seem like there is much to update. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything to change. So just copy it. It says in. Go. Swinging the weapon in a wide arc, the target is struck with full force blow, even if the target defends themselves. Let's edit this while I'm here. Target is struck with a full force blow. It said that even if the target defends themselves, the impact will seep into its bones. Once this secret is used when the attack hits, the target's defense is reduced by -6 to a minimum of 0, and then the applied damage is calculated. The physical and magical damage caused by the attack will be bludgeoning, no matter what, I suppose. Oops. Smacked the mic by accident. User takes a -2 penalty to evasion checks until their next turn. Evasion. Before we continue, so I want you to take a look at the feats as they are right now for the modern time. What we should be looking for is Power Strike. Power Strike here. The risk application is 1 melee attack. Evasion. None. Let's see, so what is the difference here? With a regular power strike, where I can see it. Regular power strike, typically what it does is increase damage by +4 and reduce evasion by 2. However, in this feat, in this upgraded feat, we claim target's defense -6. So you're essentially dealing additional 2 damage at the cost of minus 3. Evasion should be -3. That's the actual cost. So +2 damage, -1 evasion. That seems like a good trade-off. Now, does it have an upper feat? It doesn't list one, but I'm sure that one could exist. Should we make an upper feat for this? Oh no, they have different ones. Thunderous Crash. So the next level to this is Earth Shattering. Tremendous Crash. Bone Crunching. Target's defense -16. Yikes. Requires Power Strike 2. Copy this text over. This is an upgraded version of Bone Crunching, said to cause the ground to crack beneath the feet of the target. When this feat is declared and attack hits, -16 to the target's defense. What is Power Strike 2? Power Strike 2. Power Strike 2 increases damage by 12, whereas this one decreases our defense by 16. So Power Strike would only be useful. The difference between these is that if the target doesn't have 16 defense, then Earth Shattering won't be that amazing. But if their defense is that high, or if they're buffed with that much, then Earth Shattering would be way better. So I don't think this needs to change at all. And as according to Battle Master, yeah, no need to change anything. What's the next feat? Wait, this one, is it still 20? It's already cost reputation. Next one is Strike. No, let's go to Blasting Crash first. Blasting Crash. Wait, no. This one's called Thunderous Crash. I see. First of all, let's just finish this first. This one's now called Blasting Crash. Heavenly Sound. Power Strike 3. Requires Thunderous Crash, Earth Shattering. And melee. Target's defense reduced by -24. In what situation? In what situation will a monster have that much defense? It just seems very unlikely to me. Darkest defense minus 24. One. What does non-IB mean? I have to look that up. The ultimate technique of a two-handed weapon user is said to shatter the target if it is caught, leaving only a thunderous roar in its wake. When you declare the use of this secret and the attack hits, the applied damage is calculated by subtracting minus 24, not less than 0 from the target's defense. Let us unify the language here. And then the applicable damage is calculated. In addition, physical and magical damage generated by this attack. Specify that is this attack. Generated by this attack will be of a bludgeoning type. Unify this language. The user takes a -3 penalty. Now, what does Power Strike 3 typically give? Power Strike 3 normally increases damage by 20. This essentially gives you 4 more damage, but only if the target has that much defense. What does non-IV mean? This secret cannot be used without. If you need help, you're not using the revised. It's for Ignis Blaze. If you need help and you're not using the revised combat kits. Okay, that's fine. We don't need to change anything from that. One has one more feat. This one is 50 cost. Asper's Crash strikes corrupting. Strikes corrupting. Cost 20 reputation. Mana Strike. Mana Strike variant. Sit none two-handed melee. One melee attack. Damage is magic power, soul star. Evasion -1. Resistance -2. Now, what exactly does Mana Strike normally do? Mana Strike's risk is Fortitude and Willpower -2. But in this one, Evasion -1, Resistance. Okay, so this does require an update. Fortitude and Willpower -3. There's this. And willpower check -3. And the original text is here. Damage here. Scar in one's soul becomes a weapon. The weapon is charged with magic power and smites the enemy. Becomes a weapon. Is this the right text to use? The scar in one's soul becomes a weapon? What's another word we use for a weapon? Let's look up a synonym. Ammunition. Defense. Power. Spring. Comes a mighty force. Pushing the user's weapon with magic power to smite the enemy with it. When the user declares the use of this secret and the attack hits, the user's magic power plus the user's soul scar will be added to the physical or magical damage caused by the attack. The user takes a -3 penalty, fortitude and willpower checks until their next turn. If the user has learned Greater Mana Strike, the extra check is modified by intelligence bonus. However, in 2.5 there is no Greater Mana Strike. The text of this should be removed. And I think that's it. That's all the feats for the Ago Hammer Strike style. Move on to the next one. Let's copy this first. We're now working on Rock Axe Fighting Art. Azugrak School. Let's get a new image up. Get the previous one. Just move down here. There we go. Now, what is the Rock Axe Fighting Art? Rock Axe Fighting Art School was developed by the dwarf warrior Azugrak Rockbreaker Stormbray, using axes as a primary weapon. He explains that the rock style is an ancient martial art that originated in the now defunct dwarf kingdom, northwest of Feidan, and that the Azugrak school was revived through trial and error based on an ancient manuscript he stumbled upon. It's like an ancient martial arts technique. Authenticity of this claim is not certain, with some ridiculing it as an attempt to add a touch of mystery to his original martial art. However, its usefulness in combat is undeniable and has become a relatively popular martial art among dwarves. The essence of the art is said to lie in the ability to recognize the breaking point of inorganic matter, as well as specialized handling of axes. A master can even smash large rocks or cut it in two with an axe. It's rumored that Azagrak, founder of the school, is still missing, and he appears time to time to teach prospective students the art of rock axe fighting. Some of his students have their own dojo in towns, and it is not difficult to learn rock axe fighting if a dwarven community exists. Dwarves are very welcome for initiation, and thus they can be initiated into school by spending 40 reputation. I need to make a note of that. I'm going to put initiation requirements. Requirements 50. Initiation requirements 50. Initiation requirements 40. Where was I? There's school equipment for this as well. Let's make a note. I'll come back to them later. School items. School items. Echo hammer. Nope. Troll hammer. Come back to that afterwards. No. Troll hammer is for the school above. Rock axe style uses grand axe. First feat or secret is rock breaker. Oh, once again, power strike. 2 feats for power strike. Reduce rules for power strike. Uses an axe. Requisite evasion check. -3. This one. Damage +4, evasion -3. Edged weapon critical immunity is negated. Oh, I see. It's because a lot of not thick, but resistant enemies are immune to criticals, especially from edged weapons. Well, this is what this feat would allow you to ignore. Aiming the weakest part of an inorganic axe object, axe strikes with all its might. When declaring the use of the secret, you gain a +4 to melee attack damage as normal. Allows the user to ignore abilities that would grant immunity to criticals caused by edged weapons, such as metal armor or abilities like bone body. This doesn't seem like such a great feat. The reason why I say this is you would really need to put a lot of work into making sure a character wielding an axe would be able to do a critical. In fact, what is the critical range of an axe? Weapons. Looking for weapons and then axes. Critical range of critical range of an axe is 11. That's not very good, because this isn't helping them deal crits at all. On the off chance you do crit up, great, but the chance of that is not very high, and you're required to use an axe here. Quite frankly, I don't see this one being very good at all. Rockbreaker. There is no changes for Rockbreaker. Make another one. This one's now Rock Destroyer. Power Strike 3, 2. Still an axe. Evasion check -3 is still there. Damage is now 12. Oh. This one specifically requires a two-handed axe. Single devastating blow with the axe targeting the weakest part of an inorganic object. When declaring the use of the secret, gain a +12 to melee attack damage. Strike with single death blow with a two-handed axe, targeting the weakest part of an inorganic object. Ignore abilities that will grant immunity to criticals caused by edge weapons, metal armor, or abilities like bone body. Nothing that really needs to be changed. Could add in our own data as upper secret. Requires 30. Could make a rock. What goes beyond Destroyer? Shatter. Destroyer. Destroy. Crusher. Shatter. Smasher. Damage phrases. That would be a good word. Axe. Axe Destroyer. Rock Destroyer. Rock Demolisher. That would be a good word. Devastation. Demolition. Rock Annihilator. Annihilator. Yeah, let's go with that. Annihilator. This is a custom feat. So, Power Strike. The damage has been identical so far. Damage 12. Yeah, I guess it's still the same. pretty much it. That's really all you need. Let's make a new line. Isn't there a new one? It's rock splitter. Oh, prerequisite. Wait. This one requires rock breaker. And this one requires rock destroyer. Demolisher. Call it that instead. Rock splitters requires lethal strike. This lethal strike usually require. Actually, that has a -2 to evasion as well. No prerequisite. Equipment limitation isn't X. One melee attack. This one requires. Critical threshold -1. Evasion -2. Edge weapon. What's it? Is really all it does. Wait a minute. Change. That needs to occur here. Because lethal strike was changed. The damage roll and the power to increase by 1. If the declared attack is reduced by 3 to 11, damage roll on the power table is increased by 1 if the roll is a 3 to 11. Effect. I don't think I need to include that section. Remove this. Secret. Also allows the user to ignore abilities that would grant immunity to criticals. That table roll +1. Evasion check -2. Negate our critical immunity. This one's not so bad. Reason being is that you don't really exchange anything. It's just always going to be simply better to use this than a regular lethal strike. Rock shredder though. Evasion is now 30. Lethal Strike 2. 1. Splinter. Doesn't require a two-handed axe. Interesting. Let's copy old one first. Now what changes do we need to do? Evasion is now -1. There's no abilities. Critical threshold for all melee attacks. Damage roll. Place that. This secret also allows the user to ignore abilities that would grant immunity to criticals caused by edged weapons. On the other hand, the character takes a -1 penalty. What does Lethal Strike 2 do? Yep, that one also has a -1 evasion check risk. If Master, who turns to Lethal Strike 3, should ignore it, and there should be no upper secret. So this tree ends here. And that's it for this tree. And now we're on to the next goal. Our next goal is Recival Group Spearman. Ours 50 enter. Move this old one over here. Move that over there. There we go. Now, what is the Recival Group Spearmanship? Recival Group Spearmanship is a spear fighting style emerged in AR in recent years. It is a martial art developed for use on the battlefield against the barbers, designed for small unit combat. Considering that the barbers, the target enemy, use magic and a variety of other means of combat, it is not a simple concentrated assault, but is designed to break down the enemy through a variety of coordinated attacks. Because of the first strike philosophy, the defensive aspect tends to be neglected. To learn it, one needs to study at one of the several training schools in AR or in the army. Sounds like an all-out combat feat school. Now, they do have school equipment. And that would be actually have 3. So let's just copy this. 2, 3. First one is called Lamia. One is Lang de Vive. Lang de Vive. And Sponton. Now, what are the secrets for this spearman school? first one is called Rain Strike. It also uses Power Strike. Power Strike is such a popular feat. Of course, equipment limit is a spear, 1 melee attack. Evasion -2 is the standard penalty on Power Strike. So what is the difference here? Damage +4, that's normal. Evasion 2, penalty, yep, that's normal. Critical threshold -1 while the target is prone. This needs to be updated. But first, let me see, how do the currents era modify lethal strike? How do they raise it? That's what I'm curious about. Quick search here. Any schools in this book? Lethal strike should be. It's a lot of mentions in this book. Not going too far. Oh, they just say roll +1 when using power table. There's a mistake here. +1 to power table rolls. +1 to power table rolls while the target is prone. Table roll +1, power table roll +1. It's fine. Now then, let's get started here. A large spear is thrust at the target. If the attack hits, the physical and magical damage dealt by the spear is increased by +4. It's normal. If the target is prone, critical threshold is reduced by -1. I need to update the language on that. There we go. The damage roll on the power table is increased by 1. The roll is 3 to 11. And then the user takes a penalty. Evasion checks. Until the next turn. That's pretty good. If you have a grappler in the team who can consistently throw an enemy to the ground, this is an upgrade to just using Power Strike. Now, what's the next secret? Tango. Not the most impressive sounding name. This does go into lethal strike. Uses a two-handed spear. This one. Oh, that's different. It attacks up to 3 targets, knocks enemies prone with no damage. Does it go from lethal strike 1 into no damage? The attacker swings the spear low, causing targets to fall prone. The attacker performs an accuracy check on up to 3 targets of their choice within the skirmish they are in. The Attacker hits a target with this secret. Target will automatically fall prone but will not take any damage. However, a character with multiple sections or a character who is flying or otherwise not moving with their feet on the ground cannot be knocked prone. What do you want me to change here? There is nothing to change here. However, there can be an upper for this strike here. Crane strike. Let's just call it Crane strike 1. Card is 30 and then 50 is the standard. Strike 2 requires power strike 2 as well as Crane strike 1. And this one becomes Crane strike 2. Strike 3. Nothing changes here. Now then, damage plus 4 minus 2 evasion. Then it goes up to 12. And then it goes to 20 for power strike 3. This may be handled using the general rules for conversion. You may add your own data for the upper secrets. The upper secrets are pretty easy to do. Plus 12. Plus 20. This one is interesting to me because this Crane strike is essentially both power strike and lethal strike combined. But Crane strike doesn't require lethal strike. That's very interesting to me. Because normally you would think that you would require both of them before you can combine them. This is pretty good. Good school for spears. You would want to be able to knock enemies prone though, or have a way to do it and then follow up with another attack. Octopus Tango. Since you can only attack once per turn, aren't many opportunities where you can attack twice. That does make using the first feat a bit more difficult. Okay, there's nothing to update here on Octopus Tangle. Next one, after this, will be Elephant Swing. Our reputation is 30. Nope. Leave. Ooh. Acquiring Octopus Tangle? This is a messy school, actually. You need a lot of feats. This is weird. I think this is supposed to be a cleave. Let me highlight this for reference later. Because I have a feeling that this lethal strike is supposed to be a cleave, considering how Elephant Swing connects into Elephant Swing. Double check that later. this one here. Attacker swings the spear low, sweeping the legs and other parts of the attacker's body, causing them to fall over. Attacker performs an accuracy check on up to 5 targets of his choice within the skirmish area in which he is present. Physical or magic damage inflicted is reduced by -4. So now that we think this is actually supposed to be Cleave normally reduces your damage by 3 points. But this one reduces that damage by 4. Or this one changes to no damage. I think Cleave 2. Cleave 2 normally reduces damage by... There's no reduction in damage. Oh, I see. So in Cleave 1, normally you have a -3 penalty to your damage. They've moved that -3 down to here, it becomes a -4 instead. Okay, now that goes into one last one, which is once again yet a completely different tree. Next becomes Alligator Bite. Fire protection is 20. Aimed attack. No prerequisite. All requires not a two-handed, but just a regular spear. What's meaning here? What are you saying here? The spear is used to strike from an unexpected direction. The attacker's priority is to aim at the joints and other parts of the body to break the opponent's stance. If the attack hits, the attacker is given a -1 penalty to his evasion check until his next turn. There's no risk on this. Nor on this. Nor on that. Actually, what is aimed attack's basic feat? There's no risk on it. Using reduces your critical chance. If the attack hits, the attacker is given a -1 penalty to evasion check until his next turn. If the attacker is hit by another accuracy check, they will fall prone. If the attacker Oh, I see. This is strange for me. If the attacker is hit by another accuracy check, they will fall prone. If the target is hit by another accuracy check, they will fall prone. See there, that's the difference. If the attack hits the target is given a -1 penalty to their evasion check until their next turn. things afterwards. I just feel like there's some corrections that needs to be made. If there are other critical threshold modifiers, they are applied first. There's no change in power. Increased damage from weapon proficiency spear may also be applied. The secret is used against a character with multiple sections. All sections will be hit by this attack once. All sections will be hit by this attack once. What? Any notes on updating this? Version. There's no notes. And the threshold +1. There we go. That should be it. Why is there blunt icon? I have to check that one. If there are other critical attack 1. But first, there's no change in power. We will receive a -1 penalty to their evasion check. And if any other sections is hit by this attack, -1 penalty to their evasion check. If any other section is, if any section is hit by the second attack, the entire character will fall prone. I think that's the intention of this feat. So I will call it done there. It's best to avoid adding range attack 2 and 3 to alligator bite. Alright, we can end there. Our Dorian style martial arts is already converted. We can skip it. Next is Ellie style of Phantom Jester arts. Copy something here. Ellie style Phantom Jester art. Now with this one here. is the Jester. Wandering Grass Runner swordsman Ellie has perfected the bizarre fighting technique in the land of Feidan. Like a jester, Ellie uses his eccentric movements to control the battle by playing tricks on his opponents. It's said that a small grass runner developed this technique to survive in group combat, and also to simply taunt his opponents and sometimes friends. This is a fighting technique that assumes a petite physique, but initiation and acquisition of school equipment is available for all races. But the secret conveyed by this school can only be used by characters of the following petite races: dwarves, tabbits, grass runners, and kobolds. The art of fighting has been handed down by a large number of people, mainly in AR, the Nation of Years, who pass on the art as they see fit. The current school head is a tabbit fencer who resides in the AR territory. With their approval, individuals can receive one-on-one instruction in the secrets of the art from those who have mastered it. There's a special armor called Hero Armor. Roleplay is dazzling. Excuse me. This music really does make me a bit sleepy. Ours. Hero armor. Uses taunting strike as a base. What does taunting strike look like? Its risk is none. One weapon attack. Actually, aimed attack, lethal strike. Do those have a specific weapon? Aimed attack, one weapon attack. Lethal is one melee. Okay. And then cleave, one melee. Look at the Dazzling Blade Taunting Strike. Damage -4. Haunting. Haunting Strike normally. Damage reduced by 2. And then provokes. Whereas this one is damage -4 and provokes. Why? What's the difference? Attacks the enemy by blending in with the movement of allies. In doing so, the weapon is used in a very provocative manner. When declaring the use of this feat, this secret, the player, the user, must also designate an ally other than themselves in the skirmish area in which they are present. If the accuracy check is successful, the attacked enemy will falsely believe that he was provoked. Attacked enemy was provoked by the dead. Are you serious? On the next turn, they must attack the designated character if possible. So you're taunting them into attacking an ally instead? That's so ridiculous. So if your main tank doesn't have space to take Taunting Strike, this hero can take Taunting Strike instead for them. Anything need to change here? Race environment is dwarves, hobbits, astronomer, and pawns. More standard. Under 50 centimeters in height. Dazzling Blade, or let's see what changes. For a friendly character that will taunt the enemy, it is appropriate to set the conditions. The character either shares the same position, areas in simplified combat, coordinates in standard or advanced, or is in the same skirmish area. In addition, the effect should not be applied without the consent of the character, the player or the GM who manages the character. Of course, the effects of the misidentification and provocation last for 10 seconds. So add that note in. Target hit by the declared attack. Targeted enemy. The target hit by the declared attack is provoked must attack the designated ally. Move this here and place it down here. Like that there. Consenting ally. Ally consent other than themselves in the skirmish area in which they are present. That's to update a request. The conditions that the character either shares the same position as in the skirmish area in which they are present, or shares the same coordinates under advanced combat. Simple combat. Or shares the same coordinates. Oh. That's good. Updating it. Next feat is now ready to go. Next we have Inviting Dance. Requirement is 30. Requires hover. Armor. Let's look at hover. is no use on this. Duration is 1 seconds, 1 round. Evasion -2. Attacks itself. Why? Why does this require a second feat? This large and dramatic move draws the enemy's attention and directs their attacks towards you. When declaring the use of this secret, this player specifies a character in their skirmish or within limited range, as in the case of cover. By the time their turn comes, the character will have to shoulder the first time they are the target of a melee attack or range attack, or an effect that's negated by evasion check on a single target, that's why. Unlike cover, it is possible to perform an evasion check, which, if successful, would nullify the attack or effect. Oh, so this is what people expect when they ask for cover. So with cover, normally the user just immediately takes the damage. But this one allows the user to additionally try to make an evasion check. So that's the difference. Magic range attacks. Let me update this section here. A similar unique skill with evasion negates an effect. Remove this text. Risk is -2.2. Evasion check -2. Oh, no, it shouldn't be written in risk, because risk means it takes place with the entire turn. Let's do that. Basically, this one can be declared during combat preparation. If the secret has a top secret that has a basic rate, declaration is not counted as number complete. I don't think I saw one there. What was I looking for? Right, I need a triangle. Oh. Wedding dance. Gleaming blade is next. That one comes after taunting strike, so let's put it in the same spot. Gleaming blade. Press taunting strike 2. Ours dazzling blade. Limit is imperial armor. No risk. location effect equivalent to Taunting Strike 2. Blends in with the movement ally similar to Dazzling Blade. Even if the target's intelligence is 18 or more, you will be able to gain the benefits equivalent to Taunting Strike 2. That is. Mid attack. Oh no. Taunting Strike. Let's see here. With Taunting Strike. Taunting Strike 2 normally has limited effect on characters intellect 18 or more. But this one, you still apply the effects. That is, the target receives a -2 penalty modifier. Let's just copy the text here. Against characters other than the targeted ally. Effect. Let's see. Effect of this effect is applied for 10 seconds, 1 round after the attack hits, right? That's correct. Moves. It does not reduce the physical or magical damage generated by this attack. Now let's move it back down to where it belongs. Going away. Get out of here. Alright, so that is another feat done. Our next one is, what's it called? One is El Elna's Dazzling Veil Dance technique, but that one's already been converted. So our next one is actually going to be Irvin's of War's Blade. Ignore that. Irvin's School of Fool's Blade was developed by the Gottfried Irvin, also known as the Sword Saint or the Fool, at the end of the Magitech civilization period, when the gun thrived, peace prevailed, and swordsmanship had become a competitive sport rather than a battlefield art. This technique involved not just showing an opening, but exposing your vital points in front of the enemy's eyes to induce hesitation. Just get that picture in here. There we go. Again, have it overlap on the screen. So let's expose your vital points, induce hesitation and agitation, and then taking advantage of the momentary opening to kill the enemy with a flash of your blade like a lightning bolt. Irvin was ridiculed as he said that this was a fool's art because it can only be practiced in competitions where one's life is protected, but it cannot be used in actual comments. In response to these comments, Irvin said, "I see. Mine is a fool's blade," and so he named his school the Fool's Blade, suggesting that he must have been a very eccentric person. It was during the invasion of the barbers in the Diabolical Triumph that the reputation of the Gervin school changed. In order to defend his homeland of Laos, Gervin, together with a small number of disciples, fought against the advancing barbers' army while achieving numerous feats of valor. In the end, Gervin protected a mother and her child who had failed to escape and was pierced by countless arrows and spears all over his body. But he died defending himself against the blood trolls without backing down one step. Gervin students who survived still practiced the School of Fool's Blade. Today, it is a relatively well-known school in Laos, thanks in part to the story of its founder who died a heroic death. However, not many people have mastered it because of its daring and risky fighting style. So they use a special weapon called Irvin's Gladius. Special notes. Nothing on the feats themselves. The Fool's Blade is the first secret. Fires aimed attack. Requires melee weapon and aimed attack. Its use is none. Application. One weapon. Tap. This one, aimed attack normally only increases accuracy. This one increases your physical damage. Oh, accuracy +1, but physical damage taken is +2. Oh, I see. It doesn't affect your evasion, but if you do get hit. Ah, I see, I see. Show an opening to the enemy and attack through the opening created. The user gains +1 to accuracy. If the user takes any physical damage before their next turn, they take an additional +2 damage. That's a risk, so I'll make a note of that there. That's a simple feat, but effective. the next one, plus 30. Cunning Fool's Blade. Aimed attack 2. Accuracy plus 2. Damage dealt plus 2. The physical damage taken is plus 4. Physical. Plus 4 physical damage. By exposing a vital spot to the enemy, the user can exploit the confusion to strike. By guiding the enemy's attack, the user makes it easier to read the enemy's movement, giving the user plus 2 to accuracy checks, as well as plus 2 to physical or magic damage caused by this attack. If the user takes any physical damage before the next turn, they take plus 4 additional damage. Simple. Straightforward. I think it's a decent trade-off. Next is the Great Fool's Blade. Requisite. And then Cunning Fool's Blade is requisite here. This one, I assume, is essentially the same, but you just increase all the numbers. This is a Gervin's... Oh, that's 6 now. This is a Gervin's signature technique in which both hands are held out wide to each side as if to welcome the opponent. This pose, which seems to completely abandon the fight, plays on the opponent and creates an opening without fail. The user gains a plus 3 accuracy checks, as well as plus 6 to physical and magic damage caused by this attack. If the user takes any physical damage before his or her next turn, you don't need to he or she, just put they. They take. There we go. That's done. And that's pretty straightforward. The only thing is that there are notes. Changes. Come back to the school items another time. Next. Is Maricosa Sword Dance. What does Maricosa Sword Dance do for us? It's down here. There we go. Maricosa Sword Dance is a martial arts that flourished during the Magitech civilization period. As the name suggests, it is characterized by a dancing body movement, and there are anecdotes of warriors who gracefully wielded their swords, kind of like the battle dancer. While it appears elegant at first, it is characterized by the speed of its split-second swings, making it a technique that excels at striking the enemy without hesitation. Although it is a martial art that mainly uses swords, its secret can also be used when using other weapons. The The school was destroyed by a diabolical triumph and most of its masters died out. However, the master's relatives who barely survived have taken up residence in the Iron Grain domain of the nation of growing walls, Ire, and continue to pass on their skills. The current successors are not very skilled. Those who ask for instructions are carefully taught the school's moves, and they themselves learn them through repetitive practice. School equipment is the Moon Razor. Back to that later. First, they have Sprite. So this is also aimed attack. The equipment limit is melee weapons. And attack is a weapon attack application. Shouldn't be a risk. We shall see. Oh. Accuracy +1, evasion -1. Oh, that's different. Rather than making it less likely to make a critical hit, just make it more likely that you will be hit instead. Now, character steps straight towards the enemy without hesitation. Character gains a +1 bonus to accuracy checks due to the unmeasurable speed of the attack. However, after the step, the character's feet stop moving for a moment, and the character takes a -1 penalty. Evasion checks. -1 to evasion checks is the risk. Center that. There it is. Next one appears to be pretty similar. Keen Strike. Aim and attack 2. The requisite is direct strike. And the weapons. Patient is still the same. Now it's been upgraded. Accuracy +2, evasion -1. An advanced version of direct strike. The user's steps remain the same, but the upper body sways back and forth at the same time, creating the illusion of superior velocity. The accuracy check is increased by +2, but the evasion check penalty remains at -1. That's a direct upgrade. What comes after this? Heavenly Blade Strike. Oh, Heavenly Blade Dance. 20 here. Fires. Untangled Strike. 1. No prerequisite to this. Untangled Strike. Casing is 1 weapon attack. Same. Difference is accuracy +1. damage -4. Provocation effect. While making an exaggerated feint, the attacker pokes the enemy lightly on the temple or forehead to provoke them. Accuracy checks gains a +1 bonus in the same effect as taunting strike occurs. One occurs. However, physical and magical damage is reduced by 4 points. So, compared to regular taunting strike, you gain a +1 to accuracy. However, the damage is doubled. Any changes on this? Particular notes. Why is everything out of order here? Comes in another one for Keen Strike. Or upgrade to Keen Strike right after. Dancing Blade Strike. 50 reputation, aims strike attack 3. Keen Strike is requirements. Accuracy +3, critical threshold -1. Let's see. Keep it as a -1 to critical threshold. This is the most advanced form of the Keen Strike secret. The dancing steps and movements of the upper body mislead the enemy into believing the attack is about to begin. The user then aims to deliver a sure and devastating blow. The user gains a +3 bonus to accuracy, and the critical threshold is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 7. User of the secret has a -1 penalty to evasion checks until the beginning of the next turn, so that's the risk. That's pretty good. The feats from this school is actually pretty good, I'd say. Let me move this one up. Bring that down. Delete this empty block. After Heavenly Blade Dance, there is one more upgrade. Phantasmal Blade Dance. Physical Strike 2. Heavenly Blade Dance. Take this. Provoke the enemy similar to that of Heavenly Blade Dance. Even if the target's intelligence is 18 or more, then everything will still apply. Where's that text? And other extensions. That's what I need. Looks like that's it. That's our next school is going to be this hot hidden archery. There's a hot hidden archery. What else is in the way? Let's move this one out of the way. Okay, that was a hot hidden archery. What's so special about this school? The Scott Hidden Archer was born during the turmoil of the Diabolical Triumph. It is said that it was invented by those who fled from the arbors and abandoned their cities to flee into the deep forests. Guns which took the world by storm, only possible thanks to the blessings of the Age of Magitek. With the bullets in short supply, people had no choice but to rely on a more primitive weapon, the bow. This is where this art of archery arose, developed the guerrilla warfare and ambush tactics in mind while hiding in the forest. Today, the art is practiced in Morton, the city forest of Nation of Growing Walls, Ire. The world is moving toward an era in which guns are once again in the limelight, and this school has fallen into disrepair. The master of the school and his field disciples live together in a secret community in the deep forest, where they continue to practice their art. This story setup sounds very familiar to forest in the Priscilla region in 2.5. So I feel like this one can easily be transferred over into that area. However, they do have a special item, asymmetric bows that are more than 2 meters in length. School secrets. Let's have some water first. That is a very long title. The Noah Bow Arrow. The Song of Pine Trees. Is a bow. Range is reduced by half. Range to 1. Which means in simplified combat the range is always 1, and in standard combat it is half of the original range rounding down. So then intentionally bends the arrow shaft, releasing the arrow. The recoil causes the shaft to vibrate. You curving arrows. First it's curving bullets and now you can curve arrows? The recoil causes the shaft to vibrate and the arrow trajectory to curve. Using the back of an ally standing in front of you, or a standing tree as a blindfold can make it difficult for the enemy to evade you without letting them know the timing of your shot. When using this secret, the user gains a +1 bonus to accuracy checks. On the other hand, the range is half, rounded down. The range is still 1. Which means that you could still use this from the back row. It's not strictly a melee attack. Or a melee range attack. Because that's what it means. If an attack that is affected by snipe is also affected by this secret. Normally this is the case in the secret. Bonus to the accuracy check will be +2. However, special treatment of snipe in 2.5 should be completely removed in all secrets. Move. Because we can set up additional secrets, upper secrets. Actually, just do this. 2, 3. 30 and 50. Insert row below, insert row below. Merge these. Put that separate. Merge these. Merge these. And merge this. Attack. 2 and 3. This requires that feat. Requires number 3. I think just this. Let me double check elsewhere. Yeah, I can just do this. +2 +3. Variance with the +2 +3 bonus to accuracy checks. The range change should remain. Okay, that's that feat. Our next one. Let's copy this one here. Hold on a minute. This one should be 30. This one is called Sing Arrow, Winds of Autumn. It's lethal strike. No prerequisite. Uses a bow. And then based on the prior language of lethal strike, table roll +1. Range is half. Same as before. Yep. Same. No upper secrets. Intentionally twist the arrow as it is released. The arrow is given rotational force and hits the target with a piercing force. Rotation. It hits the target with a piercing force. Unlike its base feat, this secret may be declared for use during an attack with a marksman class. And then remove any mention of snipe. And that's done. Next. Deadly wind arrows. The surface of snow. Such fabulous names. All these skills. As far as Mirage Arrow. Mirage. Use is marksman class. Creation of 1 ranged attack. Accuracy check. It's critical threshold -2. Is that correct? Or should power roll +2? Doesn't mention it. It's pretty good actually. If accuracy check twice, both hits critical threshold -2. Sick. Because lethal strike normally requires it to be melee, I think. Fire 2 arrows in rapid succession. Accuracy check is performed twice. If either check succeeds, the arrow is considered to have hit once. Even if both accuracy checks are successful, the damage is determined and applied only once, but the critical threshold is reduced by -2 when rolling on the power table. The secret consumes 2 arrows at the same time. To fire a special arrow, you must use 2 arrows of the same type. Remove any mention of snipe. That's this school. There's arrow the winds of autumn. But it doesn't mention summer or winter. Maybe I will take those. Like, School of Margahari is already been. Oh, it has not been updated. Okay. Here I thought that it was already updated considering how often it's been mentioned. Wait a minute, I think they mentioned in the wiki that it's already there. considering how many people love this school. Let's see here. Maragahari is... yeah, it's already here. Alright, I don't need to update this one. It already exists. Let's move on to the next one. Rylock Magic Blade. Rylock Magic Blade art. This one here. You know, in all honesty, I did not expect there to be so many feats in this book. Or secrets, for that matter. I'll do. Alright, what do we have here? What is this school about? Rylock Magic Blade. It's a style that originated in the ancient magic civilization period and combines magic with swordsmanship, particularly designed for spell swords. The ancient magic civilization collapsed. The number of heirs to the art increased dramatically. And during the magical civilization period, the number of those who passed on the art continued to decrease one after the other. The main reason for this is said to be that the techniques conveyed by this martial art, such as Magic Light Wall and the Cursed Shade Blade, were ineffective or inferior to the greatest invention of the Magitech civilization, the gun. As the name Magic Blade implies, some secrets are only effective when using weapons of the sword category. There was only one person who inherited this art until after the catastrophe, Angelia the Nightmare. She has left the outside world behind and has retreated to the Morstad Mountains, where she continues to live a life of seclusion, baking pottery. With a history of persecution as a nightmare, this lore-bearer does not allow herself to be approached except by a select few with whom he has developed a personal friendship. There's two special weapons, the Rylock Edge and Rylock Sword. Oh, excuse me. As for your secrets, once again, there are three. First one is Magic Light Wall. Requires Mana Strike. Mana Strike. Use is Wizard type class. Application is 1 melee attack. Risk is -2. And it is none. Now, edits. Defense should be limited to 1 in what? I should read this first. Defense plus magic power. Magic major action forfeited. -1 to evasion. -1 to fortitude willpower. The user focuses their magic power on defense and repels incoming attacks. If the character declares the use of this secret, they may not perform any major actions during that turn and takes a -1 penalty to evasion and fortitude, evasion, fortitude, and willpower checks until their next turn. The user may add magic power to their defense until their next turn. If the user has learned Greater Mana Strike, that does not exist. Greater Mana Strike does not exist. User may add magic power to their defense until their next turn. If the user learned Greater Mana Strikes, the penalties to evasion, fortitude, willpower is increased to -2. However, you may add your intelligence modifier to your evasion checks. Meaning you can evasion modifier equal to intelligence -2. Is that associated with Greater Mana Strike? Alright, let's see. Edits. Defense should be limited to 1 use only and the effective period disappears once applied. On the other hand, major action may be forfeited only once. If multiple major actions can be taken, it is possible to forfeit only one of them and use the other major actions. Even in such a case, a secret cannot be declared more than once per turn. Declare Turing. Declare it using combat preparation. Fortitude and willpower -1. One major action forfeited. Go. One time defense plus magic power. Defense plus magic power. Do 1 attack. 1 major action forfeited. -1 evasion and -1 fortitude and willpower. Okay. Although operation is very different from that of basic feat, please keep master as a secret variant. I feel like this adding your intelligence modifier belongs to Greater Mana Strike. Thickness plays. What is the feat here? Find me Greater Mana Strike. When you use Mana Strike, you can add your intelligence modifier to attack's accuracy. However, you suffer an additional -1 penalty. I see. Oh, regular Mana Strike. You can add your magic power. That one's only magic power. With greater, you can additionally add your intelligence modifier. So we're removing all of that. Okay, now I need to update the text here. else incoming attacks. If the user is able to make multiple major actions on their turn, they can forfeit only one major action and continue making additional major actions. Able to make when they may forfeit only one major action and take their additional major actions. In such a case, this secret cannot be declared more than once per turn. User may then add magic power to their defense for one attack until their next turn. Oh, but then that sounds like it expires after a single attack. It's for one use. After receiving one application of damage until the next turn. The user may then add magic power to their defense after receiving one application of physical damage. After receiving to their defense after receiving physical damage one time, the user may then add magic power to their defense after receiving physical damage one time until the next turn. How it should be? Only applies to one attack. Major action forfeited. -1 evasion. I'm not too sure about this one. For myself, I think it should only apply after you actually receive physical damage. But if it's just to a single attack, if it was from a magic attack, it's wasted. And one time until the next turn. The next attack they take damage from before their next turn. The user may then add magic power to their defense. The next attack they take damage from before the next turn. Until their next turn. Let's just say that, and I'm gonna highlight this. Actually, I just highlight the original text. Alright, moving on. Alright, next is Curse Shadow Blade. 20 reputation, requires mana strike. No prerequisite. Equipment requires a sword. Still uses wizard type, 1 melee attack. Now, is this different? Oh, it changes. Deals physical damage as usual, but also deals burst magic damage in MP equal to magic power. Fortitude and willpower -1. 2 MP equal to magic power. The weapon is imbued with curse magic and attacks. When this secret is declared, the melee attack that hits will deal normal damage to HP and cursed damage to the target's MP equal to the user's magic power. The user of this secret suffers a -1 penalty to evasion, fortitude, and willpower checks until their next turn. That's right. Any changes? No changes. That sounds decent enough. What's next? Next is Blade of Time. 20 reputation, requires multi-action. No prerequisite, still uses a sword. I don't think multi-action has a risk. Multi-action, what is your use case? No use. Its application is one melee attack or spell cast. Any changes? Melee attack and magic accuracy -1, spell casting check +1. Alright, the attacker, the user, performs both a melee attack and a magic attack in a single major action, as multi-action does. This secret draws the enemy's attention to the melee attack and makes the enemy less prepared for magic. The melee attack's accuracy check has a -1 penalty, while the spellcasting check is a +1. Isn't this exactly like that other what is it? There was another school that had multi-action as their mainstay. What's the name of that feats or school? Where are you? Sure, it's here. I remember seeing it. In wind style, sword slaying. Where are you? Heodem. The Heodem magical flow manipulation strikes. Cool secrets. The user melee as attacks perform as initial action. If the melee attack hits, the user gains a +1 bonus to their spellcasting check. Not that one. Flux strike. If the melee attack is avoided, if they miss, the user gains a +2 bonus. Ah, okay. So that one has conditions. Whereas Blade of Time, there is no conditions. You just have a straight up penalty, accuracy checks, while the spellcasting check has a +1 bonus. This is something I would have loved in my Ancient Blue run through. I should get this school for my run through because this would be really good. It'd be better than the Heodem actually. Damn it, why did I take Heodem? Oh wait, no, this requires sword. Okay, never mind then. How about these two? Oh, this one requires a sword. This one is still nice for increasing your defense for one time. Alright, let's change this to the edits. Instead of +1 to the secret user spellcasting, the target of the melee attack is now given a -1 penalty to willpower. Target willpower. Target's willpower. -1 penalty to target's willpower. There we go. Has a -1 penalty, and the target sees a -1 penalty to their willpower. Is it just for one attack? Melee attack is just for the single attack, so it's not a risk. Alright, next. Sharon magic arts. Here. I did not expect there to be so many. Everything is still the same here. Sharon magic arts. Items is viral rod, viral white rod. The Lucharoin magic art is a magical martial art produced today by one of the schools of Kane Gara. based on documents from the ancient magic civilization period discovered in the underground ruins of the College of Stone Towers in Kangara. The various secrets are purely academical techniques. All Lushiroan magic art secrets can only be declared when casting true speech, spiritualism, or deep magic. These secrets cannot be used with divine, summoning, fairy magic, or magic. Alright? 50 restriction. First one, Lushiroan magic supremacy. Ours, meta magic accuracy. Limit is spiral rod. Let's look up accuracy. Use is wizard type class. Application is 10 seconds. Round, no risk. Summary. Spellcasting check success value +1, maximum 4. What does that mean, pray tell? When the secret is declared, the MP consumption is multiplied by 2 to 5, and the success value of spellcasting checks is modified by a bonus of +1 to +4 accordingly. Even if the secret yields rolls all double ones, it's still an automatic failure, and only rolls double ones is treated as an automatic success. This secret can be declared at the same time as any other meta magic combat feat. So originally, with meta magic accuracy, spellcasting check can be performed by rolling 2d twice and selecting the desired roll. Whereas for this one, you just get a straight +1 modifier. Yeah, I guess this, instead of rolling twice, you roll +1? That's not worth it. Because rolling twice is far better than just getting a +1. This is not a good feat at all. Unless when you roll 2d, you still roll it twice and maybe get +1. You get a +1 to both. Roll twice with a +1? Maybe that's what it means. Meta magic. Some secret variants have meta magic. Magic secret variant choose utilize the effects of the secret variant under declaration of universal meta magic. In this case, meta magic and the secret variant with as a basic can be used at the same time. Oh, okay, no, that's different. No, I don't see it. I don't see whether is this better or not? It really doesn't seem like it. It confuses me. I'll have to come back to this. Because this wording can be cleaned up. I don't understand it. Rolling with, I'm not sure whether you're rolling with twice and taking either result that you want, or you roll once with a +1, which is far worse, or you roll twice, both of them with a +1, and then you pick their preferred one. That's what I think it should be. Not too sure. Next, intensity. Meta magic area. This one is still 10-6, still all the same. Maximum number of targets +1 per MP. This secret can be cleared when using a spell with targets with radius. When this is declared, for each extra point of MP expended, the maximum number of targets indicated by the area can be +1 without changing the size of the area. So normally, also this increases your focus on, or the ability to expand the spell area, because normally meta magic area allows you to increase the entire range of the area spell, and it increases the number of targets by +5 for each additional meter in radius. However, under this one, each extra point of MP expended, instead of increasing the radius, you just increase the number of targets possible at the cost of 1 MP. That's actually, this is good. This is actually pretty good. I like this one. Much more ability to just focus, reduce your MP cost, but still increase the number of people you're affecting. Good. There's no change needed on this one. Right, next. Destroying magic concentration. This is magic convergence. So type application is 1 spell cast. Target is 1 character +2 magic power. If you declare the use of the secret, you can use magic with target radius area spell as target 1 character and gain +2 magic power at the same time. Okay, this one is good. This is good. Nice and simple. Turn an area spell and slam it all down into 1 target. So it's as if you use the fireball spell and you focus it all on just 1 target. I like this. Alright, I think that's it. That looks like that is. Oops. I just moved myself fast. That is everything. That was in Fade On. Admittedly, that took longer than I expected. I didn't realize that there would be so many schools that weren't translated here or converted here, to say. We have. Let's see. No, that's not what I want to see. I'll work on the items another time. But natural history of Fade On. We have the Ago Hammer Strike style. Rock Axe Fighting Art. Percival Group. Airmanship. Actually, before I continue, let's edit this one here. Low, insert row below. Rock Bigger, Rock Destroyer. So I'll update it here. 30, this is 50. Go below. This is merged. This is also merged. And this is also merged. Requires Bar Strike 2. And this one requires 3. Requires Rock Breaker. This one Rock Destroyer. Two-handed X. Nothing else has changed there. -4. Sorry, +4, +12, +20. Insert row below. Merge. Another row below. It's all merged there. Let's put that there. And here. I'll remove this flavor text. There we go. Now delete this, and that saves some space for myself. Oh, I don't want that. Oh wait. Keep Rock Splitter. Rock Shredder. We have the Reservoir Group Spearmanship. Save some space here. And it is. It's button tone. And strike. Oh, I can combine this here. Sure. That's not its actual name, but that's the name I'll give it for now. Okay, this template. I want Crane Strike here. This one becomes 3, 2, 30, 50. Still requires all that. Uses a spear instead. Evasion check -2 instead. Spear and spear. Oh, Brain Strike, Power Strike. Power Strike 2 requires a two-handed, doesn't it? Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, Power Strike 3. Power Strike 3 requires a two-handed. Spear, spear, two-handed spear. There's Crane Strike 1. Power Crane Strike 2. Go. 4, 12, 20. That's Crane Strike 1 done. All of them are basically at the same text, so I can get rid of them all. There we go. And then update the numbers to 12 and 20. This tangle. Pretty sure this is supposed to be cleave. Cleave 1. Two. Elephant Swoop, Alligator Bite, and the Ellie Style Phantom Jester. Blade. Oh. That. Leaving Blade. Is it 20 or is it 30? It is 30. 30 and 30. Okay. Engraven School of Fool's Blade. 20, 30. And the Great Fool's Blade. Plus a Sword Dance. I'll just combine all those. Those are all the same, you could combine them. And those are called Hidden Archery. Rylock Magic Blade Art. And then Lushuroy Magic Arts. Alright, that's it. That's it for tonight. I think that's all we needed to do. So with all of that done, I think I can make sure this gets updated, cleaned up, and then forwarded to the manager of the Sword World 2.5 wiki. And we have these uploaded for future reference. And that is the update working stream of all the feats, school feats, from the natural history of Feidan. My name is Cool Valdis, and that has been my working time to get this done. With that said, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening. Take care of yourself, have some water, and get some rest when you need it, as you need it. Have a good time, everyone. Until next time.